All right, welcome everyone to our first director-bound call. So my name is Claudia Bazar, and I'm an executive director with Pampered Chef, and you are probably on this call for two reasons. Either you know you want to be a director and you want to work smarter, not harder, or you're just a little bit curious and maybe you're not quite sure why you're here. So we'll see what questions you guys might have at the end. So we're just so excited that you have decided to find out more about the leadership level of Pampered Chef. Directorship is really just that first entry level to really working smarter, not harder. And we're just so excited to have you here. And even if you're just a little bit curious and you haven't made that decision yet, you are here. That means that there's something, that you're definitely curious about. And again, my name's Claudia, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my story a little bit later on. But what I want to do is I want to start out with 10 minutes of good news. Whether you just started yesterday and you're excited your kid came, whether you booked your first party, whatever it might be. So if you want to unmute yourself on the bottom left, we're going to do 5 to 10 minutes of good news and start this call with some positive vibes. So who wants to go first? Just unmute yourself on the bottom left.
I'll start.
Oh, Allison, go ahead.
So the team I'm on, I'm on Claudia's team, and she has an incentive that if we are green before the 15th of the month, which meaning we have D in sales, we're good for the month. So I was green by the 2nd, which was 4 days ago, and I have 2 parties closing within a few days. So I will hopefully have gotten my $25.
Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, definitely. Congrats. Thank you for sharing. Who else wants to share? Just unmute yourself on the bottom left. Any good news? Anything exciting happening? Some of you might have not even gotten their kid yet. Who knows?
Hi.
Hey, Carolyn.
My good news is I'm at 1150
In sales?
in sales.
Congratulations. That means 25 Pampered Chef dollars for you and lots of extra income, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Carolyn's on fire. Who else has something to share?
I just, literally 20 minutes ago, got home from being at the Judy Joel event in New York. So I had traveled from Kansas and
you're on this call. Can we give you a round of applause? You just walked in the door. I dropped you off at 6:30 this morning. Awesome.
But it was a wonderful event. And so if you weren't able to be there or watch it live, I really recommend looking at the video later because I got a ton out of it. And I'm actually currently a director. I hold the title, but I'm kind of in a danger zone of losing it. And so between that and this program, I'm making the recommitment to essentially re-promote myself so that I can keep my title. And this is the extra accountability that I need. So I appreciate you guys letting me join you.
Awesome. We can't wait to pick your brain. All right. Thank you, Liz, for sharing. Anyone else have any good news? Anything you did that you were excited about last week? Maybe any firsts if you're a new consultant?
I'll share now that Tanya has me crying.
Go ahead, Brian, a.k.a. Tiffany.
Yes. Brian and I did our first home show last night. It was a good show actually, and we had a fun group of people. So it was fun for us too. I was a little nervous about, you never know who you're going to walk into. But we ended up booking 4 shows while we were there, and they all wanted home shows. I was very surprised. I've done a ton of virtual and no homes until now. So that was awesome. And my team has several parties going and everybody's working together amazingly. So hopefully Tanya and I will get our goal this month.
Awesome. Congratulations on your first show, and congratulations on your second month in business and already growing your team. So that's very, very exciting. Awesome. Anyone else?
Well, my good news is that I have my first 2 parties this week, which are virtual parties. So I'm really excited to jump in and get going and start growing this business.
Yay! Thank you for sharing, Melissa. Melissa used to be my neighbor in Korea. You never know, where you might connect again. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So exciting. All right. Anyone else? Good news. Who's got good news? Anything is good. You don't want me to call people out that I know have good news, right? Did you do anything new? Did you try anything new? Did you accomplish something? Did you have your first show? Did you listen to a training? What did you guys do this last week? Some of you, like I said, might not even have your kid yet.
Okay, so you can't see me because I'm nursing a baby and the lights are out. This is Tony.
No problem. Hi, Tony.
But my first show is going on this week, and I've had my first early bird purchase.
Good. First order in your new business. Congratulations.
And then I saw her at church today, and we started talking about possibly doing a virtual show. So
there you go. Getting your feet wet. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Liz says, woohoo. Yeah, there's a little chat on the bottom if you want to chat. It distracts me, so I try not to look at it. Who else got good news? Got a couple more minutes. Who is brand new here that just joined last week? Anyone brand new? Or joined in the last couple hours?
I'm brand new. I just joined.
Good. Awesome. Well, welcome. So you might be a little curious about directorship, it sounds like, and that $500 cash bonus, right?
Yeah.
Holiday bonus. Let's do it.
My aunt is Donna Landy, and she's been bugging me for many years to do this. So I finally.
Well, you got the best aunt ever.
I know. I do. I should have listened to her a long time ago.
Yeah, you probably should have. But you're here now. That's all that matters. So you're going to be rock and roll. Just listen to what she tells you to do. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, she's been very helpful. So it's definitely helped a lot.
Awesome. All right. Well, welcome to our awesome organization.
Thank
All right.
you.
Anyone else?
There's a couple here from the chat that I can share.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, Elise says that she has a vendor event coming up soon, which is awesome.
Yay, Elise!
And I'm sorry, is it Tiffany, Brian?
Yeah, Brian, aka Tiffany.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that Tiffany said that Tanya just added 2 new team members last month, so that's pretty exciting.
Yay! They just started, and they definitely got, I think we're at 6 new team members in not even 40 days. So awesome. This could be you too. It doesn't take years or months. It can be next week, especially now, holiday season. All right. Any other things on there? All right.
I just want to say quick that I missed director in 30 days by $400. And my team killed themselves, and so did Claudia, to try to get me there. So I can't stress enough how important it is that you take advantage of this time early in the month. Don't save it all.
Okay. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Everyone's still here?
Yes.
Okay. It just turned off. I don't know. All right. Apparently it's still recording. So, all right. Anyways, thank you for sharing good news. I think I missed Tiffany a little bit, but I think it recorded. I don't know. So we're just going to keep going. Not perfect, just pampered, right? So anyway, so all of you are curious. Either you know exactly what you want, or maybe you're just a little bit interested and you're not quite sure why you're on this call. So we're going to tell you why. So we're going to talk about different things today, but the first thing we want to do, this is a director-bound group, so we want to tell you what the requirements of directorship are. And some of you might already know this, and some of you might not. In order to become a director with Pampered Chef, a director is the first little entryway into your business. Directorship sounds scary. It's really not as scary as it sounds. You need 5 active team members on your team. So you plus 5 people on your team all have to be active with at least $150 in sales. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go out this month and bring in 5 people, right? You can do what Tiffany did, and she brings in 1, and that person brings in 2 more, and then, somewhere else you get the other 2. So it doesn't have to be all you. So you're working as a team. So you can bring in, of course, the more you bring in, the higher the chances, right? But you never know. You could bring in 3, and 1 person brings in 2, 5 altogether, and together, every team member has to be active with at least $150 in sales, which most likely they will be because they're launching a business, right? And we're helping them doing that. You personally have to sell at least $750, and all together, you and your 5 people have to sell $5,000. Now, you should probably at least, by having 4 to 8 shows, you should carry at least half of that. So $750 is really on the very, very low minimum. So again, $5,000 in team sales, 5 active team member, and that's the magic to becoming a director. So why do you want to become a director? What is it all about, right? So if you're in your first 90 days in business, and if you're 90 days and tomorrow, you have all month of November to promote to director. And when you do that in your first 90 days, you get a $500 cash bonus deposited into your account. So when you promote to director this month, December 7th, you're going to get a $500 bonus. It's plenty of time to still go buy your kids lots of presents, or buy the husband something nice, or spoil yourself, whatever you want to do with that. So you could totally have that in your account December 7th. Now, you also get, and that's for anyone, whether 90 days or beyond, you get 250 Pampered Chef dollars that you can use for anything. Supplies, grill pan, rock rocks, whatever you want to use it for. And you will also get all the new fall products for free. So everything that just came out, whipped cream maker, microwave popcorn makers, all those glazed stonewares, it'll be like Christmas. Double Christmas for you this year, next month when you do it in November. They will just show up at your door for free. You will also get a $10 activity bonus for every new team member, every team member that's active on your team. So if you're promoting with 5 team members, you'll get an additional $50. And then you get overrides on your personal sales and also overrides on your team. And one of the very great things that you get, and it's actually funny because someone just asked me about this today, is
30 minutes. I just put in the oven.
I thought someone was talking to me. Something you also get are called home office leads as a director. So what that means is if someone goes to pamperedchef.com and searches for a consultant, only directors show up. Okay, so you would be showing up on that search option in your local area when someone looks for a consultant to join their team, or when someone looks for a consultant to place an order or host a show. And that is very important, especially right now around this holiday season, because when someone just goes to pamperedchef.com and does not select a consultant, Pampered Chef actually sends them to directors in that area randomly, okay? So at any given month, you'll get random orders and random commission on orders as well, and they're very, very high in the month of December, okay? So anywhere from $300, $400, $500 to $1,000. Like how much did Liz have last year? $700. Yeah, did I get that right? Okay. So lots and lots people just shop, and sometimes they just want to shop. They don't want to, be contacted by consultants. So you would be getting those orders. So there's lots and lots of perks of directorship. And you also get a cute little spoon necklace that you can wear as well. And one of the best perks, save the date for August, is you get to walk across stage at National Conference 2017 as a new director. And I'm just getting goosebumps talking about it, because you will feel like royalty. It's the best thing ever, because you know what? No one recognizes me for cleaning the toilets. So, walking across the stage is like the best thing ever. I can't even talk about it. It's amazing. So lots and lots of perks to directorship. And what we're going to do is, if you are in and you want this, as your leaders, we are committed to your success, and we're committed to work with you to achieve this goal. So what we do have is we have two Facebook groups, one for the fast track and one for the director bound. Anyone past the 90 days, they both go through exactly the same training. But of course, one, we can use the fast track bonus. So, before you decide that you want to go for directorship, you should really think about why. And because that why, when things don't go as planned, which directorship, has like bumps up and down as you move along and making sure all the puzzle pieces come together, that why is going to pull you out of your hole. That why is going to pull you out of a bad show that you had. That why is going to make you come out of bed when you don't want to get out of bed. That why is going to make you show up for work even when you don't want to go to work, okay? And successful people are successful because they do the things they don't want to do, right? Makes sense. So, the why is very important, whatever that might be, whether it's extra income, whether it's just having something for yourself and being successful. And, that's where I just want to share a little bit about myself for some of you that might not know me. And, when I started my why, it was just fun. There was really no reason to it. And I was 6 months pregnant with my first child. And my husband told me that unless I made $500 a month, it was considered a hobby. So he kind of didn't take it serious. And that kind of upset me a little bit. So that was my challenge. I'm that person that if you put me in a challenge, I just had to prove him wrong. And within 6 months of joining Pamper Chaff, I decided that to make it serious and promote it to director. And, I've done it alongside a full-time job for 2 years, and I've had another child, and I moved internationally twice. So there's, whether you're working, whether you're not working, whether you have kids, don't have kids, whether they go to school, whether you homeschool, directorship is not going to take you 50 hours a week, okay? It's very flexible. You can do it alongside your job. If you can commit to doing 2 shows a week, whether that's virtual or not virtual, you can be a director, okay? This does not take 10, 20 parties a month. And of course, with virtual parties, you can work smarter, not harder, and add on a bunch of them and run them at the same time. Mm-hmm. So what you want to think about is that directors really do make more money, and that's just the entry level, and the more you move up in the career plan, the more you're going to get. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I just posted this Director Bound Meeting Participant Workbook in both groups. So if you're on this call and you're not in the group yet because you're just on this call to be curious, after this call, if you decide this is it, you want to give this a shot, then we will add you to the group. So just reach out to your upline or your director, and we will add you to the group. And print this out and, put it somewhere where you see it all the time. And this will be like your 101 to becoming a director. So it does talk about the fast track. It does, between being a consultant and directorships are actually 2 levels, senior consultant and team leader as well. And here you'll see all the director requirements again, black on white or red on white now. And you can kind of really see how the whole puzzle piece comes together. So this will be your, 101 thing that you'll need. But what I want you to think about is what you would do with some extra money. Okay, so directors on average earn about $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So if you had a paycheck like that deposited into your account on December 7th, what would that feel like for you? What would you do with that? Would you buy your kids something? Would you treat yourself to something? Would you pay off a credit card that maybe you just started using because of the holidays? And who would be proud of you? You know, if you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have $1,000 in my account by December 7th. You all have a starter kit in your home. You know, it's up to you what you're going to do with that. And especially if you're a fast track, that even adds on an additional bonus. And so just kind of think on that, you know, why you would want that. If you're going to go out and do parties, why not do the best parties and get the best results? And let me tell you that directorship is not something that will just happen. Okay, it's not something like, let me see if it happens or not. It's something that you have to decide and commit and say, you know what? I'm going to give this my best shot, and November is my month. I'm going to do this in November. And you have to believe that you can do this. And between you and your director and, you know, you guys, us working together, we can definitely help you accomplish that. And it is really just about completing all these little tasks along the line and, you know, bringing these puzzle pieces together to fit that big picture at the end of the month. And we are committed to helping you do that, because the chances of you doing it by yourself are not very high. And trust me, you don't want to do this by yourself. It's way more fun with us and with all these other people on this call, on these weekly calls as well. So, you know, how are we going to get you there, right? How are we going to get you directorship? Well, the first thing, you know, is contacts. Right? Contacts are going to get us shows. Contacts are going to get us recruits. Contacts are going to get us sales. The magic number really is 8 shows. 8 shows will definitely make you great. And I just realized I skipped over something. So I totally skipped over the requirements of the group. So once you're in, I'll go back to contacts in a second, I apologize. So once you're in the group, what are the requirements, right? Does anyone know? No? Okay. Homework, yes. You are back in school. So once you're added to the group, and if you were in the group last month, then you just kind of roll over unless you tell us you want out. Again, go ahead and introduce yourself in the group and share why you want to be a director. Introduce yourself a little bit, because what it's really also about is finding that buddy in this group to say, oh my God, you homeschool, I homeschool too. Let's connect and do this together. Or finding maybe someone that's completely different with you. Oh my God, you're so good at recruiting and I'm so good at sales. Let's brainstorm. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone and say, hey, let's buddy up. And do that. So go ahead and introduce yourself in the group if you haven't yet. You have to submit at least 4 parties a month. I mean, we really need at least a minimum of 4 parties so we have something to work with you and train you on. We want you to participate in our weekly training call on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and this is our first one, so it'll be every Sunday. And if you can be on live, please be on live, because then you can ask live questions and you can see people interact live, and it's just so much better. And if you can't be on live, then we just require that you watch the replay within 48 hours. Once we post a replay, go ahead and post your 3 takeaways after each training call. What were my aha moments? What are some things I'm going to implement right away? And we want you to just be active in the group. Okay, you don't want just us to be posting. We want you guys to share your wows. You know, oh my God, I did this and this worked. You know, share it so others can learn from you as well. And the schedule for the group, there's different things that get posted. So Try It Tuesday is every Tuesday, where we give you one little tip to go out and try it for the week. Okay, so it's just things to get you out of your comfort zone and try something new. We have Wow Wednesday, where we want you to share your wow. What did you do? What was wow? What was amazing for you this week? And post it on that, under that picture. We also have Testimonial Thursday, where you hear from different directors in this organization and their stories and their struggles and how they overcame that. Their struggles. And we also have Friday Facts, where we will actually post your your team stats, you know, where you are now and what you need to become a director. So we can really keep it in front of you and show you how close you are, how far away you are, or what you need to work with. And at the end of this month, at the end of November, you know, we will post a survey, and you can give us feedback, and you can, you know, tell us, you know, what you liked, what you didn't like, what worked, what didn't work. And if you feel like, you know, this was not the time for you, or you're overwhelmed, or anything else, sometimes life just happens. You just ask us to remove you from the group, and we will go ahead and do that. So these are the requirements for the group if you decide you want to be in. So what we're going to talk about now is contacts. So, you know, tracking your daily contacts is going to help you get the results that you want. Contacts, contacts, contacts. I can't stress it enough. So let's talk about why and how you should be tracking your contacts. So why do you want to track these contacts? You're going to want to track your weekly contacts because you will be sharing those results on each of these Sunday calls, right? That'll be your wahoos and good news. But that's not the only reason. The truth is, it's good for your business. So have you ever heard this phrase, winners keep score? Right? So statistics show when you track your activity, you'll have better results. So by using the Consultant 90-Day Tracker, let me share my screen again. That is in this. And it's sideways, so I can't turn around, but you'll have it. Oh, there it is. Never mind. So the Consultant 90-Day Tracker, that'll be in your little screen. So by using this, you're going to learn the importance of, you know, keeping track of your results from your parties. So it's just as important as tracking your results as tracking your contacts on a regular basis. So here's how you're going to, you know, track your party results on Tracker. You know, how many parties did I have, how many parties did I hold, how many attended, and so on. And that just really helps us as your leader to really see, you know, where are some area of opportunities to help you get even better. Okay, we will never stop learning. Okay, at any level, there's always more for us to learn, and there's always something we can get better at. So, and here's an important tip. So at least 50% of your contacts that you're going to make are going to be need to be new business every day. Here's why. Because new means growth. So think about springtime. So when you plant seeds, you start to see new growth, right? So just like when you reach out for new contacts, you're going to have a growing business. So think about how fortunate we are at Pampered Chef because we have so many hosts that will host a party again and again and again every 6 months, every year with the new catalogs. However, to have growth, you need to find new hosts in your new circles. So here's a question for you. What's the number one reason consultants don't have enough parties? Does anyone want to chime in? What's the number one reason consultants do not have enough parties?
They don't ask.
They don't make enough contacts.
Yeah, because they don't call enough people or they don't call enough new people, right? So if you've ever felt like you keep calling the same people, that's probably because you are, and you need to reach out to new people. So, you know, if you are a new consultant, then you're reaching out to new people all the time, right? So that'll work for you for this time. So you want to think about, you know, you definitely want to think about how to get new business if you need new business, and it's very critical to your success. So how are we going to track it? You need a notebook. Whether it's a spiral notebook or a digital notebook, you need a notebook. And you're going to use that to just track your contacts. So keep in mind, a contact can be a call, it can be a text, it can be a Facebook message, or a Facebook private message, not a post, or someone who you meet while you're out and about. And there must be a response. So it must be a two-way conversation for it to count as a contact. So sending out 50 Facebook messages and 2 reply is not 50 contacts, it's 2 contacts. So let's talk about what each page of your notebook will be used for. So I want you to pull out a piece of paper, a clean piece of paper. Oh, I hope most of you have a notebook handy. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line down the middle of the page. And on the left side, you're going to write old business. And on the right side, you're going to write new business. So, examples of old business: past hosts, past customers, past fair leads, past follow-up calls, past customer care calls. Okay, and here's some examples of new business: referrals, outside orders, online orders, any business you pampered in the past, any office you went into to do a lunch party, any teachers lounge you decided to show up at, during lunchtime, meeting your neighbors, doing vendor events, doing craft fairs, doing fundraisers, checking out the Chamber of Commerce, or joining any, networking group that are local to you. Your launch list. If you're a new consultant, right, your launch list is new business, and you want to cross-pollinate your launch list. So what does that mean? So when you do that, you're going to take, your launch list from your inner circle to your outer circle. So not who are my friends and who are my relatives, but who are your friends' relatives and who are your relatives' friends, right? So you want to keep growing outside of that inner circle. So let's go back to that list. So the left side, you're going to number the left side of the page 1 to 10. And the right side of the page 1 to 5. So left 1 to 10, right 1 to 5. And remember, at least 50% of your calls will be for new contacts, new business. So if you're a new consultant, you may have all 15 on the right because everything is new business for you. Okay, so don't feel like this is not for you. This is just as important for you as it is for a seasoned consultant. And what you want to do is you want to make your list of names in this notebook the night before making your contacts or your calls. So remember to add anyone you meet out and about that you meet to your list today, to your list tomorrow. Okay, so next to each number that you meet, so you met Claudia Bazaar at the grocery store, right? You're going to write their name and their phone number. And as you make those calls, you'll add the results. Did I book a party? Did I leave a message? Did they hang up on me? Or, whatever it might be. So, and here's your game plan. Here's how you're going to make this work. You're going to do a power hour on any day you don't have a party. So this is where you make your calls from your list for 45 minutes, and you're going to use the last 15 minutes to follow up on any actions needed based on the results you got from the calls, which could be mailing a host packet, emailing a host special, sending out a recruiting flyer, anything like that. So 45 minutes of work, 15 minutes of follow-up. You're going to write down the start time and the end time of your power hour at the top of your page. This way you're going to discover the best time to make calls. So, and you're just going to start calling. And if you have to leave a message, be sure to use an additional form, after you contact them. So if I contact someone and leave a voicemail, I will send them a text saying, hey, I just left your voicemail. Can't wait to see what you think. Just give them a quick little follow-up. And when you connect with your contact, be sure to record the results of the conversation in your notebook. And at the end of those 45 minutes, stop and spend the last 15 minutes doing any follow-ups, calling them, what we just talked about. And what you're going to do at the bottom of the page is list your overall results, right? We're tracking what we're doing here. So track 3 things: number of people you called or contacted, how you contacted, right? Number of people you actually talked to, and the results, like number of bookings you got, opportunity conversations that were started, sales, anything like that. And if you do this daily, you're going to discover your ratio. And unless you have all the parties you want to do this daily, an hour a day, okay? And if you can't do it one day, you do 2 hours, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So if you called 15 people and 5 were home, your contact ratio is 5 to 15 or 1 to 3. Right? Out of those 5 people you spoke to, 1 booked a party. So your booking ratio is 1 out of 5. It is important to know your number. Trust me. And if you need to book more than 3 parties for the month, so how many contacts will we need to make, right? 15 contacts. This means calling 45 people if you have a 1 to 3 ratio to book your 3 parties. Right? So if you're able to call 15 people in 45 minutes, you really need to set a time aside to do 3 power hours to get those parties you need. And after a couple weeks of doing this, if you stick to it. Don't just try it once and say it didn't work. You really got to try it. The more you do this, the better you're really going to get, and the better ratios you're going to get. And this just kind of takes the guesswork out of your fall calendar, because you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get the results. And we, as your leader, are able to see your results and your efforts and can match our coaching according to that. So, why do we want to track these contacts? You'll want to track your weekly contacts because you'll be sharing these calls on these calls right here. And we want to hear from you, okay? So this is why we need you to do that. Does that make sense? Yes? Contacts will get you shows. Okay, shows don't show up magically. We have to ask for them. And shows will lead to more sales, will lead to those recruits that we want, because it's just a matter of being in front of enough people. So the other thing I wanted to mention is in this workbook that you're going to print out is the 90 days to director formula for success. It's really a numbers game, but that doesn't mean you need 90 days. If you really, really want it and you're willing to do the shows, especially with virtual parties, I mean, if you need to know how to run 5 virtual parties at the same time, call me. You can. If you can run 1 virtual party a week, you can run 5 virtual parties a week. Same thing, right? So, look over this formula, and this is something you're going to discuss with your director on those coaching calls. So make sure you set up your coaching call with your director, whether you have 0 shows. We don't care if you have 0 shows or 10 shows. We want to hear from you, because that is the only way we can help you. If we don't know what's going on in your business, we can't help you, right? Okay, so I'm going to, issue guys just your homework. Your homework's definitely going to be to post the 3 takeaways, to print out this form, right, to print out this workbook, and to book more shows. So if you do not have 8 shows, go get them. If you don't have 4 shows, go get 4. And what we want from you is we want you to print this out. The last page on this workbook is called I am director bound. I am committed. This is your commitment form. This is your agreement. And we want you to, if you want, post a picture of it on our director bound group. If you're not comfortable with that, just send it to your director. Okay, this is very important for us to say, I am in. I am committed to doing this, and this is when I want to do it. Do I want to do it this month, next month? Just let us know. And if you need more shows, guys, we just had a booking blitz. If you have not seen it, we can add you to it, and you can do a booking blitz, and it tells you exactly who to call, what to say, and things like that. So if you're struggling with words, the booking blitz is amazing. All right, guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm just going to open it up for some questions, and hope I can answer them all. All right, anybody have any questions?
Dinner should be done in like 5 minutes. Or when I come in.
Robin, you want to mute yourself?
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll come over for dinner.
Something.
All right, any questions? How does everyone feel? Thumbs up, maybe? We don't know. Yay, Melissa! Woohoo! Who else is thumbs up? Who else is in? Who knows they're in? I love it. Look, Deirdre and the baby are in too. Oh, cute. Brian, aka Tiffany. I love it. I love it. Does anyone have any questions? Rose, woohoo! Awesome, awesome. And look, there's directors.
I have some advice.
Okay, I'm scared. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, Tiffany, go ahead.
Post my party. I was absolutely head over heels when I jumped into the business, and I did 10 to 12 online parties for a couple of my team members and myself manually. If there is anything I can tell anyone new here, please listen to me. Let Claudia help you get the Post My Party app up and running. You will have a far easier time starting this business and be far more productive. Very, very important. That was a huge mistake of mine when I started. So that's my advice.
Thank you for sharing that. And it is free, I think, for your first 10 days or something. And one party will pay for it. It'll be worth your time.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a crisis right now, and I'm using my my outline for a team member that has to extend a party. So definitely helpful.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Any questions? Any tips? Anything you guys want to share, or is everyone good to go?
We're good.
We're good? All right. All right, guys. So you guys know what to do. Go do it. If you are not in the Director Bond groups yet, let your director know you are in. Send your commitment form in, and we are committed to helping you achieve anything you ever wanted to have. All right, guys. Have a good night.